Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about something that I've struggled with a lot as I've moved into the creative space. This is the question of how do I stay creative? It's something that applies to film, art, photography, or any other creative medium. This question is often asked when you find that you're critiquing your work a little bit more harshly than you used to. You're lacking that spark or forward momentum, and you're finding that when you look at your videos, they're stale or uninteresting. You know something's missing, but you're not entirely sure where to go from where you're at. How do you go about fixing this lack of creativity? Well, the first thing that I've often tried to do is go and watch other people's videos and try and get some inspiration. But more often than not, I just find that I try and rip off their work. And that's not a bad thing because imitation is a higher form of flattery, but you never want to be copying another person's idea. You want to be taking things that you learn and refining them. So ultimately what I do is I shut off my computer, I shut off my phone, I go out in a place that has a lot of people and I sit and listen to them. I watch how they interact, how they react, and how they say things. Because if you really think about it, people don't say things the same way. I say things one way, you might say things another way, and there's different meaning between the two of those. So listening to what people have to say is really, really important for my creative process because that gives me some insight into how people think, how people work, and what they want to see because they want to see things that they can relate to. So understanding how people relate to each other is very important. So that brings me to my second point. First, turn off the computer, turn off your phone, go outside, and secondly, pull from those real life examples. I find that a lot of times the situations I'm in or things that I see happen with my friends are the basis for why I want to make a video a certain way. You learn to see from other people's perspective, and then you can act on that perspective and do something creative with it. Now, oftentimes you think, hey, that was really great, that was really funny, or wow, that's a great insight, but you don't actually take the time to remember it. You say, oh, don't worry, I'll remember it later. Well, chances are you probably won't. So I've taken to writing things down. I used to hate writing things down, but now I keep a notebook with me in my backpack. I have an app on my phone that automatically syncs with my laptop, so anytime I want to sit down and write, anything I've written down on my phone is right there ready for me to work on. So I take these real life examples. You take people's stories, you take people's views, you take people's jokes, and you can run with that. And if you have that all in one space, you'll think about it. I find that the best time for me to do thinking is when I'm trying to go to bed 2 a.m. So I keep a notebook by my bed. I roll over, I write down what I want to say the next day, and then I go to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, it's right there ready for me to work on. It's a huge lifesaver because often I used to forget things that I thought would make really good ideas, and they're lost because I didn't take the time to slow down and actually think about them and write them down. So once you've written down your ideas, where do you go from there? Well, my advice is to actually write a script for each video. Now you might think, well, if I'm not writing a sketch comedy, if I'm not doing a short narrative or a full-length feature, why am I going to have a script? It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing that I write. And that's true. I script these videos, but that's a little bit different because I'm giving myself an outline. The way I write and the way I speak are going to be completely different. However, I want something there that I can look at and say, hey, that was a really important point I wanted to get across, and I forgot to say that. So it creates a driving force behind what you're talking about, and it actually gives a little bit more spark and life to your video because it's not just, hey, I'm making a video, I want to ask these questions, and I'll figure it out as I go. It works great in some situations. I love improv. Man on the street interviews, obviously they're all done that way. You have your questions written down and you never know what people are going to say. But when you're trying to make something and improve your creativity, having a script and having a direction and an idea you want to go in is really important. It might seem like a basic thing, and you've probably heard this before. There's plenty of websites out there that talk about the basics of how to stay creative and where to get inspiration. But for me, I found that these really simple things, taking time, slowing down, writing things out, and then acting on them, allows me to be a lot more creative in my own videos. And when I start being excited about the things that I'm going to show people, I know that I've re-achieved that motivation and that momentum in my videos, rather than just, hey, I'm putting out another video because I have to, because there's an obligation to put out a video. So how do you stay creative? Well, you take the time to listen to other people, watch how they interact, write things down, slow down, and put out something that you're proud of. Find your passion in it. Don't just put out something because you're obligated to do it. When you take this time to actually invest in what you are creating, you'll be a lot more proud of it and you'll enjoy it more because it's something that makes sense to you because you've put the time and effort into thinking about it. If you find yourself falling back into that same creative rut, take a break, and do something else, because it doesn't matter if you want to produce a comedy video or you want to produce documentaries. Finding something that sparks something new isn't always a bad thing. I've had a lot of channels and I've had a lot of videos that have not had a whole lot of success, but I finally found something that works for me. So when you find something that you're passionate about, you'll see a huge increase in the abilities that you have, and you may even find some stuff that you never knew you had in you. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I'll have a new one coming out every week about my perspective on film, art, and media. And if you hit the subscribe button, you can stay up to date on all of those. As well as leave me a comment telling me what you guys want to hear me talk about. If you click here, you can hear last week's thought session, and stay tuned this weekend when I have my new creator series coming out, where I sit down with a creator in art, film, music, and I ask them about the amazing things that they've been doing. Alright, that's it. I'll catch you guys next video.